I'm joined by Leon Blanche from Boyle Sports. Leon, welcome to the channel.
Thank you very much, Craig. And it's great that we're going to be in partnership with you guys to hopefully look ahead at big Liverpool games, which is what we're all about. It is, of course, Anfield agenda. And Boyle Sports are really excited about coming on board with you guys. Your show is remarkable, and that's why we want to be a part of it.
Connor and I, as soon as we sat down and spoke to yourself and Emer and the team at Boyle Sports, we just got that family feeling. We just got the feeling that it was the right partnership. And hopefully we can get our viewers to take you guys for a whole lot of money this season, Leon, because that's what we're all here for, is to beat the bookies.
Well, listen, that's the name of the game. And look, all we want to do is get people involved, maybe have a fiver on a match result, on a first goal scorer. It's just a little bit of money for a little bit of fun. And you and I will try and give our opinions on what we think will happen. But this game is all about opinions. No one's right until the final whistle blows. So let's try and give our viewers a little bit of a helping hand in terms of some of the football matches we're going to preview.
One of the biggest games, if not the biggest game of the season. Jurgen Klopp, our injury-riddled squad, heading to the Etihad. You guys have a special offer on for this game, Leon, that quite excites me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, look, it's a no-lose offer. So you pick any market on the Manchester City v Liverpool game, £10 or €10. If your bet does not win, we're just going to give you your money back as a free bet. So it's simple, no lose. Place a tenner on the match. Pick a single market, whatever that may be. If you want to go total shots on goals, if you want to go for how many goals in the game, if you want to go for City to win, Liverpool to win, the draw, pick whatever you want. And if it doesn't win, don't worry. You'll get your money back as a free bet.
I'm going to give our viewers a little inside tip on this. Now, this is just between us. We don't want the bookies to hear this, folks. But what I do when I'm looking at these type of things is usually I try and find some stats from somewhere. But with Boyle Sports, Leon, you guys have given us a bit of a helping hand. You've teamed up with Opta, and those stats are there for our viewers.
Yeah, look, it's brilliant, Craig, and it's been really successful. We only brought it in at the start of this season. It's actually giving you hard stats that have been proven to work. So Opta obviously are the world leader in football stats. We all know that. We signed a deal with them, and now it's up to our traders to price actual football markets based on stats. So it's a bit of fun. You can pick your favorite player. You can click down. You can see how many shots they have on goal normally during a match. What's their season average? Do they score with the left foot? Do they score with the right foot? Do they score with their head? It just gives you that little bit more of information to make you prepared before you actually go and place a bet on any type of football game.
Unusual for a bookies to give people this much information, Leon, but again, I said this is a different type of bookies we're dealing with, and this is why we're in partnership with Boyle Sports, because we want everything to be a bit of fun, be as fair as possible. And I know you have a couple of bets that you've got worked out there through your bet builder and through some Opta, and I've got a couple as well, so I'll hand over to you first.
Yeah, look, Craig, I mean, like, this is such a big game. I was just doing a couple of bets and looking at a little bit of research in terms of Liverpool. In 86% of Liverpool's matches this season, both teams have scored in the first half. And when you look at City and when you look at Liverpool and when you look at the attacking options they have available to both teams, I think that is a realistic chance of happening again. So I'm going to go for over 1.5 goals to be scored in the first half. I'm going to go for Mo Salah to score at any time. I'm also going to go for Matip to get booked. That works out at 14-1. Now, if you want to go for the man of the moment, which is Thiago Jota, will he start? That's a big question mark. Will he start, or will he start Bobby Firmino? We might have a little bit of a chat on that in a minute. But if you like Jota to score anytime, over half a goal in the first half, so it's only one goal needs to be scored. And then if you think Matip can be booked and Liverpool just to nick the result, 16-1. And that man Jota, he scored 7 in his last 10 games. And the thing I didn't know about him, he's got an 84.5% pass success rate. And I think that kind of gives you a bit of an insight into the type of player that Jurgen Klopp wants to bring to the club. It's about ball retention. It's not all just about scoring and about, you've got to be able to get on the ball and you've got to be able to keep the ball. And more often than not, you see Liverpool, they might be in an opponent's final third and they'll come all the way back to the back four and start again. It's all about just keeping the ball and waiting for that opportunity. And Diogo Jota, he seems to have fitted in absolutely perfect.
That stat about both teams scoring in the first half is extremely interesting. I have to say that's one that's going to affect my judgment of this game when I'm looking to put a few quid on. I'm not going to lie, Leon, that's taking me by surprise there.
Yeah, and even looking, I mean, it took me by surprise when I looked at because it's a very high figure, but look at the last couple of games in the Premier League. 2 goals were scored in the victory against West Ham before halftime. 2 goals were scored in the victory against Sheffield United before halftime. There was 2 goals scored in the Merseyside derby before halftime. 2 goals in the Villa game before halftime. So, for obvious reasons, there was 9 in total in that game. But it just seems that Liverpool, they're scoring, and obviously in the last couple of games, they have been conceding in the Premier League.
Hopefully that comes to an end this weekend and we don't concede anymore. I've been looking as well, and apart from the 10 quid no lose bet, which I'm sure a lot of our viewers will be taking up, I was looking at the Opta stats around Sadio Mane, and he's averaging 3.5 shots a game this season with, I think, 1.67 on target. So for him to have over 1.5 shots on target, you guys have him at 17 to 10, which a tenner would pay you back 27 quid there, which is very, very generous if you ask me, because Sadio Mane, you never know where he's going to pop up, Leon. We've seen him play the Bobby Firmino position where he's dropped deep. We've seen him on the left. We've seen him on the right. If you look at Bobby Firmino's goal this season, it came from a Sadio Mane header on target. So I like that personally, and also both teams to score in a draw 16-5, which I think is fairly generous as well.
I think both teams will score. I actually think if you look at these kind of games, Liverpool City, okay, City won 4-0 in the corresponding fixture last year. The league was over for Liverpool, but it does have a tendency. Liverpool won 3-1 at Anfield. This particular game does produce goals, and I'm going to stick my neck on the block, probably not too much, but I think there's actually going to be over 3.5 goals in this game. It's an even money chance. It's not a huge price, but doesn't that kind of go to show you normally over 3.5 would be a far bigger price in any game. But because of these two sides and because of how they like to play football the proper way, I think there will be plenty of goals in this. I'm just really excited to watch this game for a number of reasons. I think Klopp has got some big decisions on his hand. Does he start Firmino or Jota? It's a hard one. On form, you'd say Jota. Firmino's out of form. But look at what Bobby Firmino has done for Liverpool in the past couple of seasons. He's such an integral player to link everything together. So will Matip come in at the back? Will he be fit enough? I'd say he probably will. It looks like Thiago's going to miss out, which is unfortunate for Reds. But Man City have got some big decisions. Will he start Jesus? This game really has the hallmarks of just being a cracker. And I can see there being plenty of goals. I can see both teams definitely scoring, but I can see Liverpool winning. I actually think Liverpool and both teams to score at 15-4, just under 4-1, is a big, big price, because if you back Liverpool on their own, they're 12-5. And if you think there's going to be goals, which I think most people do, City normally always score at home. I think City are unbeaten in 7 since they lost 5-2 at home to Leicester. So there's a lot of things suggesting that there's going to be an open game of football, and I'm looking forward to it. So for me, both teams to score and a Liverpool win, 15-4.
I think we're going to see Bobby starting, if I'm being honest. I think Diogo Jota might come on from the bench. But look, Leon, what a game to kick us off in our partnership with Boyle Sports. And we're looking forward to many more. I'm particularly looking forward to the Champions League nights as well, Leon, if I'm being honest with you. But look, thank you. Welcome to the family, because it is a family. It's a community here on Anfield Agenda. And we're looking forward to many, many months of many games together with Boyle Sports.
So are we, Craig. Thanks very much for having us become partners with you guys, and look forward to it from now till the end of this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Leon Blanche from Boyle Sports. Let's take them for as much as we can, folks. Hit me up. I'll help you out. We'll get through this together. Us versus the bookies. There's only one winner, folks. Look, we'll go back to our main show now. Thank you again to Leon. And don't forget to check out all the Boyle Sports offers via Anfield Agenda. Up the Reds. Right, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone for a 1-1 draw in this game. Yes, Aguero is out for them, but we have a whole host of players out as well. Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho, Thiago, just to name a few. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Joel Matip coming back from injury as well. So it was a difficult starting 11 to pick, and I'm going to put up my starting 11 now in a second. Very difficult starting 11 to pick for the obvious reason. What do you do with the Jota Firmino situation? Do you drop Bobby Firmino? Do you try and find a way to get the 4 attackers in the starting lineup? It came down to the fact that we're away from home for me. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you through my starting 11 and we'll see what you guys think about it. So here we go. Right, ladies and gents, for me, this is the 11 that I think should take the pitch against, or excuse me, that I think will take the pitch against Manchester City. And as you can see, straight away from my team, there's no Diogo Jota in my starting 11. Let me talk you through before you all jump down my throat, because if I seen this team without any explanation, I'd be the same. I'd be asking where the hell Jota is. So in goal, obviously Alisson. I see Trent coming in, obviously at right back, Robbo at left back. Then the question was around who partners Joe Gomez at the centre of the defence. Are we going to see Joel Matip come back in? Are we going to see Nat Phillips get an opportunity? Maybe Reece Williams? To me, I think the gaffer will go with the tried and tested. I think he'll go with somebody who he knows is available. He knows can step up for the big games. Will give us an aerial presence. Will give us maybe a bit more distribution from the back as well. Maybe a bit of a calming presence. So I think we're going to see Joel Matip come in and partner Joe Gomez at the centre of the defence. Then moving on to midfield, the area where I hoped that I was going to be able to sit here and talk about Thiago and what he might do. But unfortunately, as we said earlier on, Thiago has been ruled out of this game. So what I've gone for is El Capitan, Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, and I'm going for Naby Keita. I don't think that the gaffer will risk going with an attacking 4 or, you know, a 4-2-3-1 away from home to Manchester City. I think we're going to go with the all-reliable 4-3-3, and I think Naby Keita is probably the right man to have in there if he's okay and available, if the medical staff say he's good to go, even if we could just get 60 out of him, and then maybe we talk about bringing the likes of Diogo Jota on or Shaqiri on. I did struggle and wrestle with the idea of giving Shaqiri a start in that attacking midfield role, but I think Naby Keita with his work rate and his engine is probably the best one to go in there. Then the front three, the one that you're all going to jump down my throat for. I've gone with the big boy. I've gone with Bobby Firmino, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. And I think that that's what the gaffer will do. I think that this is the tried and tested front three for the gaffer. I'm not going to argue with anybody over Diogo Jota's brilliance, over the form that he's in, over how well he settled in at Liverpool, over his goal scoring. You're not going to get any argument from me about that, but this is genuinely who I think Jurgen Klopp will start the game with against Manchester City on Sunday. Now, put this in your mind. If the game needs to be chased or if it's tight, imagine the option of bringing Diogo Jota off the bench, Shaqiri off the bench, Takumi Minamino off the bench. That will give us attacking options. If we're chasing the game, who's to say that we won't see all 4 of them on at one point? I just think that he will go with his trusted lieutenant to keep the defence helped out with that high line. We need Roberto Firmino's pressing. Now, it's very difficult for me to sit here and talk about Bobby Firmino's pressing because, of course, we know Diogo Jota is an absolute animal for pressing as well and has a fantastic engine on him. But this is genuinely what I believe the gaffer will go with. I would start Diogo Jota. If this was me, I would play Diogo Jota and I would put him on the left-hand side and I would throw Sadio Mane through the centre and get him playing the Roberto Firmino role because I thought he played it magnificently against Atalanta. The way he dropped back, the way he linked up play, the way he was able to spin defenders in tight areas. I thought it created so much space for Mohamed Salah and Diogo Jota to exploit that it's going to be difficult not seeing him start a game at the weekend. But this is what I believe is the case. This is what I think Jurgen Klopp will go with. I'd love to know what you guys think. Obviously, Kylian sent in a super chat, said, wouldn't be surprised to see Phillips get the nod over Matip. Honestly, Matip has been training, but he's been injured and hasn't had game time. City is a tough fixture to come back to. It is, definitely, mate, but, you know, he's experienced these things before. He's been there on the big occasions. And this is a big occasion. It is not a title decider this early in the season, but with the title race as it is, if we can extend our lead to 8 points by beating Manchester City, albeit they'd have a game in hand, that is a good early blow struck in the season, my friends. And that's what I think. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you're watching this later on, please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to know your start 11 as well. Do you agree with me that the gaffer will probably go with Roberto Firmino? Or do you think that maybe we'll see all 4 of them on? Because the reason I didn't go with all 4, by the way, is because I thought it was very disjointed when we did try it. It's a system that I think we need Thiago to make work and to play more stuff to the midfield, to keep things ticking over, to be able to spot those killer passes as well. I just don't think with the 4 attackers on, with the players we have currently available, the system's going to work out. And the last thing we need to do is go to the Etihad and try and spend 15, 20 minutes figuring out a system when we have an all-reliable system that works for us. And as I said, the thoughts of Diogo Jota perhaps coming off the bench when Manchester City's defensive legs are tiring, I think could be a decisive moment. I mean, think back to the times where we used to sit and watch, and we'd see Leroy Sané, for instance, coming on for Manchester City at the end. I used to hate seeing that kid coming on the pitch. I'm not going to lie to you, folks, he worried me. But look, that's what I think. And as again, just to switch back to the studio before we head off, I'm going to go for a 1-1, as you can see in my score predictions there as well. I think it's going to be a tighter game than people expect. A lot of people are expecting this to be an open, free-scoring occasion, and I've predicted that in the past in Manchester City-Liverpool games, but often at times in these, it becomes a very tactical affair, and 1 or 2 goals could do the job. I mean, it's been tight affairs before. I don't need to remind you about air ball being, a millimetre from not crossing the line, and Manchester City's ball going in and being just over the line, so we'll wait and see what happens, folks. But that's what I think will start anyway. That's who I think will start. Again, I'm going to go over to see what you guys have to say. The game starts on Sunday, 4:30 PM kickoff. We'll be live from 4 PM, obviously, with our build-up show as well. Sponsored by Boyle Sports, of course. And yeah, look, so that's what I've gone with, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go back to the main studio now and see how you're all feeling.